If I say, what's the music in you that you play every day? What's your purpose? Your why? The reason you get up every day and say, I love doing what I'm doing, hopefully. What is that? What would that be with you?
Well, Max, thank you very much for joining Dukascopy TV today. It's always an absolute pleasure to have you in the studio. It's been a while since we last spoke, so how have you been?
It has, and it's a pleasure being back. Absolutely. It's been great. I'm very busy, and actually, it really connects to the topic of today.
Perfect. Yeah, and the topic of today is finding your true north. Now, a very interesting topic, but what do you mean by your true north?
Let me just bounce that question back to you.
Here we go.
What would it be? I mean, if I ask you what's your true north, and of course you're asking me what is the true north, if I say what's the music in you that you play every day, what's your purpose, your why, the reason you get up every day and say, I love doing what I'm doing, hopefully, what is that? What would that be with you?
With me, interesting topics, interesting people, new stories, new ideas. Something different's going to happen every day. For example, with you coming in today, new stories, new ideas, different stuff. It's good. It's fun. It's interesting.
That's great. That's good to hear. Now, before we get into the whole idea, I like to kind of share my story a little bit, at least in the last couple of years. Let's talk about this because there is so much theories. There's so many theories. There's so many concepts out there. And the true north would be one of them. Let's start by talking about three different concepts. How about that? And one of them would be the hedgehog. Hedgehog concept. And we got one right there, I think. Look at that. Look at that. Now, Jim Collins wrote a book, Good to Great. And in that, he was mainly talking about businesses. And he was saying, as a good business, if you want to be successful, you need to have a couple of things. You need to know what you're really great at doing. Absolutely finding that. Secondly, you need to have what is our passion and purpose in the company? What is our passion? And then thirdly, what is the thing that makes economic sense to us and we can really drive and drive revenue from it? Bring those things together, and that is basically the fundamental of the key to success. Why do we talk about the hedgehog? Because there's one fundamental thing that makes you really, really good, that you're amazingly good at. Now, the hedgehog story is that there was a fox, and usually there's a fox trying to eat them for breakfast. And the hedgehog does one thing. What is the thing that the hedgehog does usually when they're trying to protect themselves? They do
roll into a ball.
Right, exactly. But they do that really well.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, fox is really foxy and trying to figure out, what kind of approaches and strategies can I use to get to my breakfast, which is the hedgehog. And the hedgehog does this rolling thing really well.
Yeah.
And because of that, the fox just can't get to it. And that connects to the idea of, if you're really great at this thing, you got to cherish it. You got to bring it into your concept. And that's how you can kind of drive profitability in a business. Now let's connect it to an individual basis and individual level. Let's talk about a Japanese concept.
Okay.
Ikigai. So not a yucky guy or anything. Ikigai, which is actually, in French we would say raison d'être. What's your purpose with life? Why are we there? And that really tries to connect to the idea, and he talks about the people in Okinawa who have some of the people who've been living the longest and healthy lives and amazing longevity. Yeah. And they've been analyzed for a long time. They're healthier, they enjoy their lives a little bit more. And it's not that they got this amazing magic or anything going on, but it's the idea of focusing on the thing that you're really great at and love doing every single day, being grateful for doing it, and just keep getting better at it. And everybody knows that's your true why, that's your purpose, and they celebrate and cherish that from you as well. So you're celebrated for doing what you do, and you basically, as one of the concepts they talk about is that you never retire, because you don't have to retire, because this is what you do. You get up in the morning, and it's not like, oh my God, I got to go to work, and then at some point I'm going to go on some vacation, time off. That is what you do. That's your purpose. You just do it. It's like a sushi master, for instance, who just knows for generations, this is what we do, this is how we love doing it. And they just stick to it. Now, let's connect the idea of Ikigai, to something that I really lecture and talk about a lot, which is being in your element. And for that, we're going to go to Ken Robinson and the book he wrote, The Element, which he basically simplifies a little bit of this. And he talks about the fact, listen, and I talk a lot about this with our new students and millennials, etc., who are trying to just get ahead and start getting their education on a new level and don't really necessarily know where they're going. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about this, they really connect to you. And it's about the three elements. So forget about Jim Collins was talking about the business sense of it. Individually, on your life path would be the Ikigai thing. And Ken Robinson kind of builds it onto the individual level and how education should also help us with it, which is why. He says, look, let's do a little analysis. Find out what are the things that you absolutely love doing. Give me one of them. Something you absolutely love doing.
Golf.
Golf. There you go. And he says, well, there's a whole bunch of lists of these things, right? Just figure it out. Don't push it too hard. Just figure out. And you know it deep inside, look, I love doing these things. Mm-hmm. And I could get up in the morning and, I would be ready to pay for getting to do these things, right? Now, there's another circle overlapping a little bit with this. And there are the things that you're really great at doing. So give me one of those.
Dancing.
All right, I'm getting to golf and dancing. Let's see where this is going to take us. I don't know. But there is a little, you got to sit down and also analyze and understand what are the things that you're really great at doing. What are the things that you could actually excel at doing and you feel that maybe you were born with it, some kind of talent you just gotten used to, just somehow come to you through your environment or whatever it is. All right, so what you love doing, what you're great at doing. There's a little overlap in the middle. And if you keep doing that on a single day basis, every single day, you keep getting better at it and you actually loving what you're doing when you find that overlap. But it's not enough. There's a third circle. Yeah. Just like the hedgehog concept, there's a third circle which says, look, you need to find out also, what does the marketplace need? What does the world need? What do people need that you can kind of help provide to?
Yeah.
What is the services you can offer? What are the products you can offer? How can you conceptualize whatever you do? Maybe it's a new concept. Maybe it's a new product. Maybe not. Maybe it's exactly a service that you do. All right? Maybe you're a golf dancer.
Dancing golfer.
Maybe that. I don't know. But whatever you do, if you can match these up and understand that how can I connect the things that I love with this stuff that I'm good at so that I can keep getting better every day, so I'm getting more competitive every day, connect it to what the world really needs, what the marketplace really needs, then I'm actually in a zone where every single day I'm getting up. I don't necessarily do all the things that I love doing. There are things for everybody that they got to do as well, which they don't enjoy, but they know the path. Mm-hmm. And they're then in their element. And every single day they get more successful, more rewarded for what they do. And that just gets them to a new level. And all the examples, there are so many examples, but Steve Jobs and Apple, of course, one of the examples that keep coming up, because he knew why he was doing what he was doing. And he wasn't necessarily the nicest guy at all in terms of treating his people, but people were following him for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Let's just finish up by relating all of this and this idea of True North and being on this journey to management and leadership, and how this feeling of True North can make you a better leader and a better manager.
Right. So, let's go back in my career very briefly. And I was born, I was growing up in this beautiful island in Sweden, a lot of tourism and everything. I grew with this passion for service and customer experience and kind of being delighted myself and delighting others. And then along the years, I realized, people are not engaged enough to be able to do that. I want to teach them how to do it. And then I also realized, hey, I like talking. I love talking and speaking and kind of connecting with people, kind of motivate and inspire them to do things. And a few years ago, I used to say nowadays, I used to have a career. And I thought, that this was living. Now I have a purpose, a true north, a why, and life has a whole new meaning. And I know, we keep saying, play the music in you, and that's what I'm doing every single day. It doesn't matter how much time it takes, because then you're, in your zone and you're doing it, you're kind of in your flow. Because I'm getting up, I'm connecting with younger professionals and students. I'm getting them to start to figure out what's your why, what's your reason, why you're doing it. And try to get them on that way and get them to understand this is how you lead, this is how you serve, connect the service to empathy and leadership and your experiences. And wow, you can get to a whole new place. And that's the problem out there. You see a lot of managers, actually people basically leave managers and not their companies when they leave a job, usually. Gallup has got a record saying that 50% of the people they asked, they said that they left because of a manager. It was really terrible, and not because of the job or the company itself. And that is a very important thing, that there are a lot of managers out there who are not engaged necessarily. They don't know why they do what they do. They just gotten promoted into this role, and they're even ready to see their organization fail because they just don't feel it, right? And that's not okay. And that's not okay. And that connects to all of this engagement we got out in the world. So I think you need to basically, as an individual, learn to lead yourself and understand what's your purpose. You can call it whatever you want, the music in you, but when you connect it to the way you manage your life on a daily basis on purpose and connect it to your way of leading, and leadership is fundamentally about having people following you and not ordering them around. They want to because they understand the why. Then you're getting into a whole new level. And for me personally, I feel, I'm not going to die not having played my music, because I'm trying to play it on a single day basis, and I'm trying to improve it every single day, but at least I get to do it every single day.
Max, amazing. Thank you so much. I'm going to have to shoot off now because I've got a tea time at the dance hall.
Sounds great. We want to see some of those videos maybe sometime.
Yeah. I'll get them
Possibly.
sent over to you. But thanks so much.
Thanks, Jack. Always a pleasure.
And thank you for watching. If you like this interview and would like to watch many more interviews with Max, head over to dukascopy.tv.